What's up, guys? Hello, welcome back to another episode of this Minecraft series. Man, yeah, I'm just just peeking out over, my rooftop. This is it, man. Yeah. I guess this is the third episode in the new world, right? Yeah, it is episode 29, but I have a confession to make. Okay, there already was an episode 29, but in one of the stupidest things I ever did, I actually deleted episode 29. Yeah, I deleted the recording. It's not like a rendering issue. It's literally me straight up deleting the recording. Cause I don't know. The way I do it is that like I have like a very small external hard drive that's only like 128 gigs, right? And if you didn't know, the Elgato, when the file sizes are like really big on console, right? I mean, obviously because it's like 1080p HD and stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, it can be like, like 6 gigs per freaking recording. So, right, like obviously you can't I just can't keep like recording and storing the files just in that hard drive in perpetuity, right? Like I have to delete stuff, and yeah, I just misclicked and and yeah, the files were too big to recover in like the recycle bin, so yeah, it's permanently lost to time. I know what I said there, but I don't know. I'd rather just not rehash it, okay? Yeah, should I just do like a little rundown of like what I talked about? I talked about boxing. I did. It was gonna be titled "I Know SH About Boxing" for Live Free or Boxing. It was gonna be called that, but oh man, yeah, I talked about a lot. I talked about, I guess I could like rehash it like in a very small segment, but I don't know. Like right now, I talked about like why I actually don't really like freaking, I'm elaborating on like why I don't. I elaborated on why I don't really like MMA and prefer boxing. It's really just like aesthetic, as I said originally. It's just like, I just really don't find grappling and like all of that and jujitsu interesting. I really don't find it interesting to watch, or it's just not that interesting to me. So I don't find like people like grappling for position on the ground and like it's like, oh, he can get into a rear naked choke here. It's like, I'm not interested in that at all. I don't know. Boxing is a lot more like visceral to me. It's a lot more natural, visceral. I don't know if I'm using those terms really. In terms of just like, right? You like, I don't know. Like, I feel like with MMA, there always has to be, like, explanation, right? There always has to be explanation of, like, oh, he's getting into this position here, which will set up this thing. With boxing, I mean, yeah, obviously it's not only, like, people punching each other. Like, there's setup, too, right? It's like you hit someone in the body in order to set up, like, them getting more fatigued, right? So it'll be easier to knock out, right? Or you try to aim for the head, when you aim for like the temple, because like the temple is like where, like, most likely someone can get knocked down, or like when someone can get knocked off balance, right? Like the ear, that's how Tyson Fury got Deontay Wilder the first time, was the ear, right? Which made him lose his balance, like his legs after that were just completely shot. So I don't know, it's just much easier to like, I don't know, follow that and than in MMA. So also and again, like, I don't like the freaking subculture MMA breeds. I don't like it at all. Monster Energy and Tap Out shirts and Joe Rogan in general. Oh man, that's whole thing. Oh yeah, did I speak about that? Oh yeah, that's another thing. The whole, who cares? Why do I need to comment on things? I'm beyond this. Yeah, I was, maybe gonna make a thing about that Spotify situation, but yeah, who cares? Why should I care about it? Why should I rehash it and give my opinion on it, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I guess in that boxing discussion, like, it led to me talking about, like, friggin', yeah, like Floyd Mayweather, right? And like him being his journey from being pretty boy Floyd and like, you know, being more exciting and knocking people out to like being Money Mayweather and like, you know, being the A side to every fight, like him buying out his contract with Top Rank for like under $1 million so he could move from HBO to Showtime and like, you know, make, you know, way more money than he did on HBO. So yeah, it's holding. Yeah, and I talked about like, was it my favorite trilogies? Like I guess like my favorite fights in general. I haven't really said. I said Pacquiao Marquez, like all of those fights. You know, you should go watch them if you're interested in boxing or any of that stuff. You know. Yeah, it's just one of the most exciting, like, recent friggin' sets of fights, I guess. Him and Morales, too. Yeah, him and Barrera for those 2 fights. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah, you know? Yeah, I talked about Pacquiao before, right? The whole cultural experience it was to, like, grow up as, you know, a Filipino kid in, like, you know, the 2000s, basically. The 2000s true to the early 2010s when, like, Pacquiao was, like, in his freaking most dominant prime, like, era, you know? Yeah, like, one by one, like, starting from, like, De La Hoya. Yeah, De La Hoya, Hatton, Cotto, Clottey, Margarito. And then he fought Marquez the 3rd time, and then he fought Bradley and then got, you know, pretty much robbed against him. You know, I don't know. Maybe Bradley thinks that he still won that first fight, but you know. It's a thing, man. Yeah, I guess I do. I have fond memories of that. So, you know, I don't have that many fond memories of MMA, to be honest. Oh man. True. Again. Just to hammer the point in, if you say to me that you're a combat sports fan, I am not going to talk to you about boxing. I'll talk to you about, like, everything else. If you're a fan of, like, you know, a sport that I'm not into, like, I'll be slightly interested, right? Like, someone can talk about hockey to me and be like, and I won't be interested in it, but I'll be like, oh, cool. But if I'm not gonna freaking talk to, I don't know. I'm mostly joking, but like, I don't know. I feel like on the MMA thing, I'm kind of serious, right? Like, I have nothing to add. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, God, it's too much, man. Yeah, my voice is already starting to like be a bit dry, even though like I drank a whole bottle of water before. Yeah, I need to like regularly top off. Yeah, I should do that. I guess I should. Yeah, I should regularly sip water as I'm doing these things. Yeah, there might be a cut later on in terms of which makes me get it. So a cut later on where I get water. Okay, there you go. What was that? Oh man. So yeah, so I guess that was like the boxing portion of that episode. What else was there? Yeah, oh god, the whole it's not as recent anymore. It's been like a month ago now. It's old, a month ago now, so it's like old. But there was like there was a viral tweet by this like person on Twitter who just decided to frickin' clip like a frickin' YouTuber or a cartoon reviewer's like on YouTube's video. I think it was a review of Turning Red, and then like in that clip, the guy in the video was criticizing Turning Red for not referencing 9/11, for not accurately like properly not properly setting the film in its current, like in its place in time, right? It didn't do, I think if I were to explain it, you know, in the best way possible, like I feel like the criticism probably was because I didn't watch the clip. the criticism probably was that like Turning Red doesn't frickin' do as good of a job like setting its viewer in the time period of 2002, right? Because it takes place in Canada, right? In 2002. Yeah, it's a thing. And yeah, that was the criticism. And then, you know, the person who had the viral tweet, yeah, the viral tweet was someone clipping that and being like, literally, what is the point of referencing 9/11 and Turning Red or in this movie, right? And then and then, you know, the guy in the clip became the Twitter villain of the day. So yeah. Yeah, Twitter villain. Yeah, it really is. It's just such a thing that you can just like, there can be like a new Twitter punching bag like almost every day. It can be a Bean Dad one moment, it can be a Brooklyn Dad one moment, it can be freaking, I don't know, it's just so weird, isn't it? Right? Oh man, it's just like, God, yeah, it's kind of scary, you know. Oh yeah, the Twitter, you know, maybe the Twitter villain the Twitter punching bag is gonna turn into Twitter's new owner, but you know, yeah, the new owner is the guy who launched a car into space. Oh man, again, I don't need to comment on every freaking thing, right? I like this series was at its best when I wasn't doing that. I feel like. Ah, man, it sucks. But, you know, yeah. The thing I used to branch off of that Turning Red topic last episode, in the unreleased, deleted episode, was that, like, I wonder, yeah. I had a tweet thread about it of, like, the other thing people were discussing in terms of Turning Red. You know, I haven't watched Turning Red, but, you know, was, like, target audiences, right? And that Turning Red is a film about, you know, a 12-year-old Chinese girl growing up in Canada and going through puberty, right? Basically, right? And it's like, some people were criticizing it, and some people had a criticism, I don't know, of like this like the teams, like the whole plot of this movie is like too specific, like, you know, the target audience is like too specific, like who could like, I don't know. You know, they didn't like how, I don't know, I guess, oh god, it's weird because I'm remembering the episode where I talked about it, and in that episode I was also trying to remember, but like it had to deal with like target audiences, and like the target audience for Turning Red, those people felt like, who are making that criticism, was like, you know, too specific, right? And it's like, and I don't know, yeah, and the whole thing of that, like, yeah, it just makes me think that, yeah, if I were to extrapolate on that, you know, what you know, as I've been doing recently with a lot of things, it's like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I read YA books, like, I read YA books, you know, which mainly feature, like, you know, teen girl protagonists, and it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like I've gotten pretty comfortable, like, you know, with the fact that I'm probably not the target audience for a lot of these books, right? Yeah, like, you know, one of the books I brought up was Hot Dog Girl, right? Which is like, you know, a book about, you know, a girl who like falls in love with her best friend who's, you know, a girl, right? Basically, right? It's you know, there's more romance, there's more than that, right? She's dressed as a hot dog for a freaking like amusement park in some freaking small town or something, but like, yeah, like a girl falls in love with her best friend, that, yeah, basically. And it's like, yeah, like, dude, am I a freaking 21-year-old Asian straight male the audience for that? It's like probably not, you know? Am I the audience for, you know, The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, which is about freaking, you know, like, you know, a teen girl who freaking, yeah, like, which is just basically just like a summer, you know, rom-com type book, right? It's like, I don't know, probably not, you know, but yeah, I don't know. My thing is that, like, I feel like I've had, I don't know, when I started reading YA, like, I don't know if I was being like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. I'm thinking about like my mindset in terms of reading those books. Yeah, I'm thinking of my mindset. Was I like, oh yeah, I'm well, you all got, yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I had a complex about it, of just a complex meaning that, I don't know, like I was like, what are people gonna think when I read these books, right? When they see me in the library, and I'm, reading these kinds of books. But it's like, yeah, like I really do not care, right? Like, yeah, like I really like, yeah, I like those books. I still like those books, right? Like I made it a thing that I wanna write YA books, right? It's a whole thing, right? Like I'm not necessarily the target audience for like a bunch of the YA books I read, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, like like it. I'm basically saying that I've learned to grow. I've learned to become more comfortable in that fact. Okay. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, yeah. There's a deeper freaking kind of thing. Yeah. It's a whole, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, at its worst, right? That criticism of Turning Red and the whole like the target audience is too specific, right? Of like, why, like how can people relate to this like film about like a 12-year-old Chinese girl, right? And like it being too steeped in like what, Chinese culture and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if that's the criticism. Anyway, I do not know if that was the criticism originally, but yeah, I'm just saying. I know it had to do with like target audiences. I keep on saying that, but like, yeah, at its worst, like the worst interpretation of that could be that like, like some of the viewers of these like new freaking, I don't know, Pixar films are just being like, yeah, using it as like Pixar is getting too, woke. I don't know, it's old thing. I hate using that term, even like sterilely, I don't know, but it's like, it's old thing. Yeah. There's also another tweet related to it that like was like, like Toy Story was about freaking Toy Story was about these things. It was about like the themes of like friendship and camaraderie and sticking up for people and stuff like that. and then Turning Red's message is just be yourself. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, it was like, slay girl, be yourself, right? It's like what's wrong with that? I mean, honestly, that's the message of like a bunch of middle grade books, right? Yeah, like that really is, I read a book called, was it The First Rule of Punk, right? Yeah, it's the first rule of punk, be yourself. Yeah. It's about like, a Mexican American girl like embracing like who she is as like a Mexican American who doesn't exactly fit in with like being like Mexican, like in terms of like the values her mother tries to instill in her, and like she doesn't, she is into punk music and the whole like the freedom, it kind of makes her feel, right, as someone who's struggling to reconcile their identity. Yeah, that's a middle grade book, by the way. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, God. Yeah, I was, God. I'm just recycling the episode. Yeah, because it was a good episode. Anyways, I was making a joke. I made a really good joke of like, I wish I could talk about a Morgan Matson book with the boys. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the Fortnite, the tree kids at the table meme. It's that, but for, rom-coms, like that, but for like, that like that meme of the tree kid sitting at the table, but the title of the video is, should Lara Jean have picked Pete Kavinsky over John Ambrose? Was it the worst decision in YA in recent years? It's like, yes. Yes, it is. I just want to talk about YA books with the boys, okay? Certain YA books, right? I feel like I could talk about freaking, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's a, yeah, again. Yeah, I think I'm sorry if I'm being too, like, I don't know, like, too dismissive of, like, obviously there are straight males who read YA books, right? Obviously there are straight males my age who read YA books. I don't know what being really straight has to do with it, but, you know. Like, okay, I'm just gonna expand it. Obviously there's like a significant portion of like young male readers who read YA books featuring teen girl protagonists. But it's like, I don't know, it like, part of it is just like, yeah, part of it is just me not having found those people, right? And obviously, yeah, I know, I accept fault for it, of like, I haven't tried hard enough to find more of a community, you know, online to talk about YA books, or like, I don't know. But it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm like being way too dismissive of like, yeah, these of the audiences of these books, right? Obviously, YA isn't a genre where only frickin' girls read it, okay? I'm not saying that, okay? I apologize. I apologize for making it seem like I'm saying that, but it's like, I don't know. I'm just imagining a world where, you know, me, yeah, where like, I don't know, like I feel like represented in the audience of like YA books, like, I don't know. Yeah, represented in the YA readership, I guess. more like visually, right? I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Oh man. I know, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, true. Again, I'm comfortable with freaking, I don't know. I'm comfortable with reading YA books, right? Yeah, and I don't know. And again, I'm being dismissive that like, you know, I'm basically, yeah, you might think I'm basically saying that like all YA books are, you know, have teen girl protagonists, but it's like, yes, that's absolutely not the case either, right? There are way more freaking YA books with like trans characters and like non-binary characters, you know, protagonists, right? Yeah, like that's the great thing about it, right? Is that like more, you know, different stories are being told, right? It's the whole thing, right? And that's the whole thing that, yeah, that's what is another thing, like the connection, right? Of like, you know, like Pixar movies are getting more diverse, right? Like Soul was about, you know, an adult black male who was freaking like a trumpet player or like a jazz musician, right? And it's like Turning Red is about like a 12-year-old Chinese girl, and it's like, yeah, these Pixar movies are getting more and more and more diverse, right? And it's like there seems to be like a few more people like, you know, who have like criticisms, right? Yeah, and it's the whole thing of like, I don't know. I just find it interesting that like it doesn't seem that YA has that same kind of phenomenon happen, right? Because like the Own Voices movement has been a thing in YA for like a while now, right? And like we've been seeing more diverse stories pop up, you know? But I guess like, I don't know, maybe the problem is on the other end, because, you know, I've heard like, I don't know, from, yeah, that publishing channel I shouted out, that like there could be like, there's been issues recently with people like, I don't know, yeah, you exploiting Own Voices basically, or like accusing people of exploiting Own Voices, and like, I don't know, some people having to be like, I don't know, outed or something, of like, you have to prove your frickin' marginalization, right? Yeah, like some people being too like forceful on that, but I don't know. I don't have friggin' the knowledge on that to like speak accurately on it, so I guess I'm just gonna avoid it. But I don't know. To me, from my limited perspective, like that movement in general is like, I like it. I don't know. It's like, it's really good. It's really cool, you know? Like I would have never thought I could have found a book like, you know, Patron Saints of Nothing, right? Like, I don't know, I never thought I would have found a book like that, and like, even in like 2017, right? It's like, I never would have thought I could find books like that. There's another middle grade one called, was it In the Time of the Butterflies. Not in the that's Julia Alvarez. Oh god. It's My Fate According to the Butterflies. That middle grade book is called. My Fate According to the Butterfly. There you go. It's about, it takes place in the Philippines, like, and has like a Filipino protagonist. It's like I never would have freaking expected that. Like, I don't know. Like, I found like there is Filipino literature, but it's like, I don't know. It's like seeing like purely like Filipino like YA and middle grade books, you know. Obviously, like, it's somewhat of an inspiration to me. Yeah, like, as someone who is of that descent and it's like wants to, you know, publish a book someday. It's like, yes, it's honestly inspiring. Yeah. And obviously, like, for people of other marginalizations, it must be inspiring to them too, right? Yeah, like for trans people, right? For to have books like Cemetery Boys, Stay Gold, or like Felix Ever After, you know? Yeah, it must be like, oh wow, I could do that, right? If any of the people of that particular group are interested in like publishing a book, right? Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like it's way more easily like broadcasted in YA of like there being diverse stories than in like adult fiction to me, you know? Like, what is an adult fiction novel with a trans protagonist, right? Because I just named 3 YA books with trans protagonists, right? Or like trans characters. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. It's weird how it works. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Adult fiction doesn't adult fiction doesn't need a friggin' own voices movement. And you know what the adult fiction, you know, adult fiction has had, you know, the bad art friend, you know. Meanwhile, friggin' adult literary that fiction scene gets the bad art friend. Oh god. Should I explain what the bad art friend is? Oh man. Look, man. If someone donates a kidney, if someone was in a group chat and said they donated a kidney, like, I'd be like, cool. Like, I wouldn't, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's so weird how someone can just like take that and be like, I'm gonna write a short story based on this because she like the way she just said that. It's like, what? I don't know. I guess I'm like taking sides on this, but it's like, I don't know. Is the person who said is the person who donated the kidney in the wrong? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, man. All I know is that situation's just freaking extremely stupid, man. Yeah, like the bigger issue with that is like, I don't know. Stop. The bad art friend is stupid, man. Oh, man. But I am more one-sided on that issue. Like, I don't know. I feel like the person who wrote the short story about the kidney, I feel like is more in the wrong than the person who is like, I'm gonna donate a kidney, right? That's just my view. I can be wrong, right? Like, I'm not, that's not a hot take, isn't it, right? I just think with situations like that, it's obviously a moral gray area, and it's like, but just because it's a moral gray area doesn't mean that like one person can't be more wrong than the other, right? You know. Oh man. See? Anyways, where's my group of male friends that we can crack open a cold one and talk about Morgan Matson books and talk about Sarah Dessen and talk about Becky Albertalli? Where? Where's the freaking group of freaking boys, man? Or talk about, like, was that new series Heartstopper? Yeah, I should read. Yeah, I should watch that on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix isn't doing too well, by the way. Yeah, was it? Yeah, Alice Oseman wrote that. Yeah, the graphic novel. Yeah, because Heartstopper was originally a graphic novel. Yeah, she also wrote Radio Silence. Yeah. Which I listened to. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh man. Oh god. Anyways, the bad art friend, man. Oh god. Will I ever be a bad art friend? I don't know, man. I don't know. Just god. It's just weird just having like a literary like fiction writer group chat like that. It's so weird. Was it Celeste Ning? Isn't that? Yeah, who wrote Little Fires Everywhere? Like you probably know the cover. It's like a street with green on it, and there's like houses. Yeah, basically that. I don't know. It's I don't know. The point of that is adult literary fiction. Just like get your stuff together, man. Yeah, obviously YA has had controversies, but it's like, come on now. I am not gonna read a Sally Rooney novel now. I am not gonna read any Reese Witherspoon book club picks now. I really don't know if Reese Witherspoon reads YA books. What YA book would Reese Witherspoon give her stamp to if she has? That's like a really good question. Like, what would she? I don't know what she has given her stamp to. I think she's given her, yeah, she gave her stamp to what was it, that book? Daisy Jones and the Six, right? Taylor Jenkins Reid. Yeah. So what YA book would Reese Witherspoon give her frickin' her book club stamp to? I don't know. I don't know. Like, judging by that, I don't really know exactly what her taste is. It's like, yeah, because I know that, like, yeah, like the book Moxie by, was it Jennifer Mathieu, right? Yeah, Mathieu, Mathieu, who also wrote The Truth About Alice, which was also one of the first books I read in my high school library, right? Yeah, yeah, she also wrote Moxie. It has a film in it. The Linda Lindas are in that. Yeah, they play a song in there. Yeah, who are like an actual, yeah, they're a punk band made of Asian girls. Yeah, primarily, and like they got signed to a label recently, and I think they put out an album. Yeah, so yeah, cool for them. Yeah, they had that LA Public Library performance. Yeah. What's their the song, was it Racist Sexist Boy? Oh man. That's cool, man. That is what punk rock needs now, you know. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'm still blanking on like what Reese Witherspoon would pick. I don't know. Yeah, something vaguely that would like appeal to freaking. Yeah, maybe it would probably, so just a YA book that would appeal to adults, basically. Sadie? I don't know. Yeah, Sadie could be one. I don't know. It just seems that like, I don't know, I guess, oh god. You know, yeah, you know, like, yeah, you have to balance everything, right? Like, early on I was like, you know, trashing YouTubers a bit, right? Certain YouTubers. Now I'm trashing. I'm not though, right? Look, man. Okay. Here's a challenge for me. I have to name 5 adult literary books that I like. Okay. All right. Number 1, A Man Called Ove. Pretty good, right? I like that book. I read it in the library. See, I wasn't only reading YA. Number 2, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I like that book. It's basically the female version of A Man Called Ove. It's not Ove, it's Ove. The female version of that. Yeah, about a curmudgeon-y, like, woman, you know. Yeah, cool. Okay, number 3. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm thinking of ones that came out in recent years. Like, I don't count, like, Julia Alvarez as, like, adult literary, even though that basically is, right? Yeah. I haven't read a Julia Alvarez book though. Oh yeah. He's sorry. Yeah, I would just say like The House on Mango Street. I don't know. Like, because I feel like, you know, because my taste in books, if you didn't know, it's like American, like classic kind of American literature from like the early 1900s to like the mid century. But it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm not that interested in reading, like, you know, like, adult fiction from, like, 2010 to the present. Like, I'm really not that interested. Yeah. I don't know. You know, I'm much more interested in reading YA. Sorry. So it's a taste thing, you know. So yeah. So those two. Yeah. Those. Should I try? Okay. Yeah. House on Mango Street's the third, right? What are two more adult literary fiction novels, preferably like more recent, that I enjoy? Oh man. I got one on, I haven't listened to it that much, but I got the audiobook for Pachinko. That's cool, right? Yeah. Yeah. Have I said I liked Amy Tan? I like Amy Tan because of that short story. Yeah, Fish Cheeks, right? I know I have to read like the Joy Luck Club soon, but yeah, Fish Cheeks is like one of my favorite short stories of all time. I don't know. I just love it so much. About like just like, you know, a girl who like invites this, yeah, like a guy, a boy that you know she has a crush on, right? And it's like he gets to see like her family just like with all this weird Asian food, right? And she's like embarrassed that he has to freaking come over and eat dinner, right? Yeah, and then like, you know, at the end, like her mom, the girl's mom, gives her a mini skirt, right, which was like a symbol of freedom back in like the '60s. I don't know, it's cool. I don't know. I don't know. I just like the imagery of just like, yeah, like her, like yeah, her mom, or I think it's either her mom or dad, just like picks out like the cheek, like the fish cheek, and like gives it to her, and then you're like, oh, it's your favorite, and then she's just cringing inside. I don't know. All of that, it takes place in like a page. That short story is just a page long. I don't know. I first read it when I was in 7th grade. Yeah. Oh man, I should read the Joy Luck Club, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah. A classic I read recently is it? Yeah, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I read that. Yeah, I did not know that Maya Angelou. Yeah, it's her Maya Angelou's life story. It's her biography, but it's like I did not know her biography is in like 4 volumes. I just thought it was only I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which is a pretty damn good title for a frickin' memoir, man. I don't know. Oh man, there's multiple volumes of it. I know, yeah, it ends when she's 16, so yeah, you have to read more of it, so I guess. Oh man, what is this episode going to be called, man? I don't know. Oh god. Oh, surprisingly my voice is still alive, so that's cool. Yeah, so anyways, I guess, have I wrapped up like all those topics of like target audiences and stuff, right? Yeah, I really wish I had that footage because I explained it better there. Oh man. Yeah, anyways. Am I comfortable being, you know, because I think I'm correct, right? I have to be correct in terms of like the majority readership of YA books, right? YA books such as like To All the Boys and like Simon Versus and like, you know, The Hate You Give and friggin' you know, like I have to be in like, I don't know, yeah, like Upside of Under, yeah, well that's Becky Albertalli, yeah, like I don't know, Adam Silvera's books like are not like male, right? The majority readership are not male of those books, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't like gone through statistics, okay? Just the exact statistics on those, but like my greater point is that I'm comfortable, okay? It's the same thing of like watching a kid's cartoon or like watching a cartoon for girls or something, I don't know. Something like that. You know, yeah, it's just such a yeah, like that line of thinking is an immature way of thinking, right? You know? Oh yeah, speaking of that, yeah, true. There's gonna be 2 movies releasing on the same day in 2023. Barbie and was it Oppenheimer, right? And and there's been it's kind of a meme of like, which one are you seeing? Is it the girl's toy or the boy's toy? And I feel like there's gonna be so many people being like, I'm seeing Barbie. So what? Oh man. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. I remember too, like with those two films of I talked about those what I think are the defining films of Gen Z. Hate You Give and Love Simon. It's like I remember just like wanting to go see the film adaptations of those so bad. I remember that. It was like March of my senior year, right? Yeah, it's my senior year in March, like 3 months away from graduating, and then I was so excited to see freaking Love Simon. Oh god, yeah, man, those were the days, man. Oh man, yeah, I guess. Have I talked about the true. Again, I'm sorry if I'm assuming too much about like audiences. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, like that's the thing. I'm not disparaging it at all. Like it's a great thing, you know. Yeah, it's a whole thing of like like it's I don't know. Like I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. You know, not being the majority of a readership, right? I'm not insecure. I'm not insecure anymore. I'm just saying that I felt a little bit that way in high school, and now I don't. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That literally is the point of what I'm trying to make, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's a YouTube video I saw, again, probably won't link it, you know, I just saw it, that was like, a fellow Zoomer, you know, born in 2000, that was like criticizing, like, the attitudes that people have, in terms of like people online tend to like criticize to hell, like, the things that teen girls are into, whether it be like Twilight, or like, like a lot, just like, like Twilight is probably the prime example, right? And it's like she just kept on using like these metaphors that like were extremely funny, and it's like like adults you know, like crapping on like things that like teen girls like, and it's like and it's like she's talking about like adults getting into arguments with these like teens, maybe, I think she was saying, and then she was like, you're literally arguing with someone who was born after George W. Bush got inaugurated. It's like, what? It's like you are literally arguing about someone after The Strokes Is This It got released. That is the age gap here. That, you know, you're literally arguing with someone born. You're literally arguing with someone born. Oh man, it's so cool. Yeah, dang, the thing is that, like, you know, if you're born in 2001, you're turning 21 this year. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, again, it's like, obviously, like, time moves fast. Yeah, I guess I just think about it a lot, right? In 2014, someone who was 25 was born in 1989. Today, like, someone who's born in 1997 is 25. It's like, that's crazy, man. Like, that, I don't know. Like, I just can't state, like, how crazy that is. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, the current college freshman class that is going to freaking be freshman college students this fall of 2022 will have been 3 years removed from 9/11. Okay. Oh, tying it back. Oh, ooh, I tie it back. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I was born in 2000. It's not that much of a difference, to be honest, right? But I don't know. It's weird. Like, to me, like 1994 and 1990, that doesn't seem like much of a difference. But like 2004 and 2000, that's a big difference, you know? I don't know. I guess it's my personal thing. But it's like, at the end of the day, like 4 years doesn't mean much, right? Like, in terms of, you know. But it's like, I don't know. It's just a little crazy to me that how, you know, like. I remember watching YouTubers in like the early 2010s, right, when I was like 12, 13 in middle school, and they were in their early 20s, right? And it's like, I'm in my early 20s now. It's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's scary sometimes, like how fast like time goes by, right? And it's like, obviously the pandemic like did that no favors, right? You know, like suddenly, you know, you just wake up and like 2 years of your life were just gone. Oh man, you just wake up and like, yeah. Oh man, yeah. It just time moves by, man. Time just moves by just fast, you know. You gotta cherish it, right? Yeah. Sometimes. Oh man, oh god. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that also goes into another. Yeah, I talked about it before, right? With like YA of like how, like YA is marketed towards teens, but it's it's not like the audience is significantly way more freaking like, you know, like people age like 25 to like 30 like read YA than like freaking 16 to like freaking yeah. I talked about that, yeah, with like upper YA and so stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it was like that back then, right? You can't tell me that freaking like the majority. You can't tell me that the majority of like people reading the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants were like, you know, women in their mid-20s, right? Yeah, but now it's like, yeah, like obviously like YA has like aged up and like tried to appeal more towards, you know, adults, right? Yeah. Again, there's like downsides to that, but there's also upsides to that. You know, it's a thing. Obviously, like I want freaking lower YA to still be a thing, right? I explained what lower YA is in a previous episode, right? Yeah. But then again, like middle grade, yeah. Again, a point I explained is that like middle grade has like kind of taken over the space that lower YA used to hold. Again, like we need more 14-year-olds in YA, man. We need more YA books about entering high school. It's just such a weird thing how we don't have that. Like it's the weirdest thing, right? Like, why don't we have YA books about entering high school? I just don't understand. I don't know. Do people think that like entering middle school is way more? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was a question I feel like in back then. I think we got asked in school, was the transition between elementary to middle school harder, or was the transition to middle school to high school harder? Yeah, and I think most people would answer like elementary to middle, right? Because, you know, most of the time you go from having one teacher to having, you know, 5-6 different teachers, right? And it's, yeah, you have to navigate, you know. You have to navigate periods, okay? Yeah, you have to navigate those, right? And it's like, you know, yeah, I'm making the freaking double entendre about like, you know, period 1, period 2, if you didn't know. Oh man. May had to do that in Turning Red, right? Oh god, hopefully. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, but I feel like the transition to middle school to high school is like, yeah, it's a pretty big transition though, right? Yeah, because it's like suddenly you enter high school, like, and it's like, for a 14-year-old, like I was 13 when I first entered high school, it's like they're fully bearded guys, like, who are seniors, right? There are people with full-on beards in high school, and then just you're just walking around, and it's like, wow. It's like there are people who are, people who are just like, people, I don't know. People just talking much more openly about like relationships and stuff, right? Like relationships in middle school go from like, oh, do you have a crush, to like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, just people talking way more openly about that stuff, right? I don't know. Yeah. I guess now is like, is the transition to high school to college more drastic? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously my experience is different, but like, I don't know, like living on a dorm, I guess. Yeah, living on a dorm and like having to deal with roommates. But it's like, I don't know, like Zoe 101 made it seem like it was like the coolest thing ever. So Oh man, Zoe 101. If there was ever a frickin' Nick show to get rebooted, it would be that, right? I mean, cool. iCarly has like a sequel kind of series, right? But it's like, oh man, Zoe 101 were to reboot. That'd be so cool, man. Oh god. Yeah, what is the thing? Yeah, there's been some controversy with Jamie Lynn Spears, who is Britney Spears' sister, right? And the conservatorship situation. Yeah, Britney Spears won that conservatorship case, right? Which meant that, her father doesn't have control of her money anymore. So, good for Britney. So, yeah. Oh, man. But, like, there's been some issues with Jamie Lynn. Yeah. Anyways, is that all I wanted to talk about today? Oh, God. I basically rehashed all of it, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, man. Did I talk about that own voices thing again? I had the tweet thread about like what would these people criticizing these Pixar movies for being quote unquote too woke think of the own voices movement, right? Yeah, like I don't know. It just makes me it makes me glad that those audiences are kind of separate, right? It's like too busy friggin' critiquing, critiquing Pixar films for dumb reasons rather than like, trying to, talk about YA books, right? I'm so glad there isn't that type of group for YA books. I'm so glad, And again, like YA is pretty damn insular, right? You really do not, like, unless a book is like, unless a book shapes pop culture in the way that Twilight or the Hunger Games did, right? It's like most people don't know what Hot Dog Girl is. Most people don't know, like the deep cuts of like Eliza and Her Monsters or something like, the book I read last year that was really good. Yeah, Once Upon a Quinceañera. Like, probably people don't know what those books are, right? Yeah. Which is to me a good thing, right? Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if like the books could reach like all those books could reach wider audiences, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure those authors are pretty like happy with like the amount of success they have, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not those authors, so but I don't know. I've always thought that if I became like a published author, I would be just happy with just being on bookshelves and that's it, right? Yeah, like making like a decent amount of money, right, from an advance, right, and like maybe earning out that advance, which means you get royalties, right? Yeah, like, dude, I mean, I don't know, like, potentially, if that happens, like, I'm set, like, I'm fine. Like, I can work a regular job and be an author on the side if I can allow it, right? Like, I'm cool with that. I don't know. I totally can see myself as, like, someone who just, like, publishes books as a side gig, But, I don't know. I'm thinking too much about my future, right? I'm only in my early 20s, as you all know. So, yeah. I guess that's probably it for this episode. I promised not to let this one go to waste, okay? I didn't lose my voice in this one, so, yeah, that's a plus, right? Anyways, yeah. I talked about a lot of cool things in this episode, right? Yeah, please. Yeah, interest. I have interests. Oh yeah, one last thing. The new Block Party album dropped. Alpha Games. It's good. Yeah, like I really like the album actually. I don't know. I think it's a solid. If I were to rate it, it would be a solid like 7 to 8 out of 10 maybe, right? Look, man, with Block Party, there's Sound Alarm, the GOAT, the greatest album of all time, in my opinion, ever. The greatest piece of music ever created, in my opinion. And then, like, Block Party, yeah, they've been, the whole thing of, like, Weekend in the City, Intimacy, like, their follow-up albums haven't been nearly as good, most critics say, but it's like, I don't know. Again, there's that video essay I linked to in a previous video that argues for Intimacy, and I totally agree with it. 4 has its moments. Hymns has, a few decent songs on it. But yeah, Alpha Games is a really big step up from frickin' that, right? Like, especially Hymns. Yeah. I think, like, you know, right now after listening to it, you know, Entirely True one time, I think I probably, as a whole, would put it above 4, but I feel like 4 has, you know, stronger songs such as like Octopus. Yeah, Octopus and Valis, but like, I don't know. Yeah, The Girls Are Fighting. Yeah, on the new album, Alpha Games, there's The Girls Are Fighting, Callum is a Snake. Yeah, If We Get Caught, right? If We Get Caught, like, really good, man. Oh, God. I really like If We Get Caught. I like how background vocals are a thing on the album, you know? Yeah. Yeah, because, like, their lineup changed, right? Gordon was their bassist, right? Originally, and then, like, Matt Tong was their drummer. Yeah, was it their new drummer is, yeah, a girl, Louise, and their new bassist who's yeah, an American, Justin Harris. Yeah, who was in another band before. And yeah, I don't know. It's the first album that was like written, you know, with the new lineup like all together, because like Hymns was written like only, you know, Kelly and Russell, right? Which were always like the, you know, the backbone of the band, like in terms of like songwriting. But yeah, now you know, they're writing songs like as a whole group now, and like coming up with, you know, I think like Kelly still writes the lyrics, but you know, the music, like all of them do as a group now, it seems. So it's cool. You know, I like how background vocals are a thing, especially on If We Get Caught. Like, I really love the background vocals, man. Yeah, it's a good album, man. I feel like I'm gonna listen to it again and come back to it pretty often, you know, especially If We Get Caught. And you know, yeah, yeah, it's a good album, you know. Here you go. I'm Pitchfork for today. I give it 7 to an 8. Maybe I'll just split the difference, like 7.5 out of 10 at first, right? It could change. I could like it. I could, you know, maybe, you know, be milder on it. But yeah, it's nice to see Block Party back, right? And then another one of my favorites, Foals, are coming back with a new album in June or July, I think, right? Yeah, Life Is Yours is the album title. So yeah, looking forward to that, right? Yeah, good on Block Party for friggin' making enough of a comeback to probably warrant friggin' people talking about them again. Please, just, oh God, something other than like Silent Alarm is like the only good thing they ever did. Please, please talk about their B-sides. Kane Said to Abel is an amazing song. I love it so much. I love version 2.0 and friggin' Once and Future King. And like Rhododendron, oh God. Yeah, Rhododendron is especially pertinent to me if you listen to it. Oh man, please. Anyways, that's all I have for you. Yeah. See you next time.